Now to South Tempe, where a man is dead after a road rage shooting that happened in the middle of the day. But it gets even worse. The man's two young children were in the car when it happened. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is live near Priest and Warner Road tonight, where it all took place. And Chase, do we know what happened?
Mark, that's still a big question for Tempe police to answer at this time. They've given very little detail about this whole situation that unfolded hours ago. The road is back open. That shooting taking place directly right behind me. Both those cars were towed away about an hour ago, but police were out here for hours investigating. We do know that a suspect has been taken into custody, and we saw ourselves both those children with police shortly after the shooting happened.
Incredibly unfortunate.
A father shot and killed from a road rage incident between this black truck and a black Dodge Challenger. Tempe police tell us that man was rushed to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. The suspect stayed at the scene and was arrested. This is video of a man talking with police while sitting in the back of a cruiser before being taken away. It happened right next to several businesses, including Cloud9 Salon and Spa. But the owner, Melissa Kello, says they didn't hear any gunshots.
None of the customers did either. The first thing we noticed was that there were a lot of police and tape and stuff like that.
We spoke with another business where a worker there tells us he also didn't hear any gunshots, but ran outside once he saw the aftermath. He says the suspect was yelling for someone to call 911. That's when the worker realized in the back of the Challenger were two young boys. He said both were not injured, but one had blood on his hands and told that worker his dad had been shot. The worker then took them both inside his business until police arrived. We saw them with officers as the investigation unfolded.
It's disturbing that things like this happen, and we all wish that they wouldn't.
There have already been several road rage incidents in the valley this year, some ending with shots being fired and drivers dead. Stan Kephart, a retired Valley police chief, tells us if you ever find yourself the victim of road rage,
just ignore them. Don't look at them. Don't maintain eye contact. Look for the closest police department and call 911.
Kephart also says to not drive home if the person keeps following you. But he also says if you get upset behind the wheel,
take a moment to collect yourself, do a few deep breaths, and do not project that anger into what you're doing in terms of driving, because that could have literally a fatal consequence.
Now, at this time, Tempe police have not confirmed the relationship between that victim and those two young kids. Again, that's what we heard from a worker who was also here at the scene when it happened. We also don't know what led up to the shooting or just how many shots were fired. Of course, we are working on getting those answers for you, so be sure to stick with us on air and online as this story develops. For now, we're live in Tempe. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Yeah, Chase, that had to be traumatizing for those two little boys. All right, thank you so much.